Hello everyone, welcome to Power Electronics. In this session, I will be discussing on the principle of on-off control of AC voltage controllers. Now, the principle of on-off control can be explained with a single phase full wave controller as shown in the figure 1 here. The thyristors are triggered or turned on at the zero voltage crossings of the AC input voltage. Hence, the triggering angle or the delay angle of thyristors alpha is 0. The gate pulses for the thyristors T1 and T2 and the waveforms for the input and output voltages are shown in figure 2 here. In the positive half cycle of the input supply, thyristor T1 conducts for the complete half cycle duration as it is triggered at alpha equals 0. Therefore, output follows the input for the complete half cycle. Similarly, in the negative half cycle of the input supply, thyristor T2 conducts for the complete half cycle duration as it is triggered at alpha equals 0. Particularly, if you look at the diagram here, omega t at this instant will be pi. Hence, once again, the output waveform follows the input voltage waveform for the complete half cycle duration. Therefore, the thyristor switch made up of T1 and T2 connects the AC supply to the load for a time duration of Tn, and the switch is turned off by inhibiting or removing the gate pulse for a time of T0. Coming back to the waveforms, please look at this. This is what is Tn and this is T0. The on and off times of the thyristor switch usually consists of an integral number of cycles. Therefore, the output follows the input for a time duration of Tn seconds and is 0 for the next T0 seconds. Since the control is obtained across the output by operating the thyristor switch in on and off states at regular intervals, this type of control is called on-off control technique. Further, this type of control is applied in applications which have a high mechanical inertia and high thermal time constant, such as industrial heating and speed control of motors. One of the advantages of this technique is that due to the zero voltage switching of the thyristors, the harmonics generated by the switching action are reduced. Coming back to the waveforms here, you have to note that the input supply is coming across or is appearing across the output for an integral number of cycles, and let us denote this by n, and this complete time duration is represented by Tn, and the output for the next m cycles, again here in the diagram m is taken as 1, it can be any integer value, and therefore the output will be 0 for the next m cycles. Looking at the gate pulse waveforms, it has to be noted that the thyristor T1 is triggered at alpha is equals to 0, that is at the beginning of every positive half cycle. Very similarly, thyristor T2 is triggered once again at every negative half cycle beginning. Now, let us find out the equations for RMS and average values of output load voltage. If the input is connected to the load for n integral cycles and is then disconnected for the next m integral cycles, the RMS output or load voltage can be found as here. V0 equals 1 by 2 pi into n divided by n plus m integral 0 to 2 pi. The input value is squared to get 2Vs square sin square omega t, and we are integrating with respect to d omega t. Since sin square omega t cannot be directly integrated, we use the trigonometric function to convert it into 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Then this 2Vs square is taken to the left hand side here. We split 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 into 1 by 2 minus of cos 2 omega t by 2, and the integral limits are retained as it is. We then find the integrals of d omega t and cos 2 omega t into d omega t as below. Integration of d omega t is omega t. Integration of cos 2 omega t is sin 2 omega t divided by 2. 1 by 2 here are taken to the left hand side of the equation, and the limits are as shown here. Let us apply the limits. omega t limits are 2 pi minus 0, so as it is, minus of sine 2 omega t divided by 2. We will apply the limits. The upper limit is 2 pi, so sine 2 into 2 pi minus sine 0 divided by 2. Now 2 pi minus 0 is as it is, minus of sine of any pi value is 0, minus sine 0 is also 0. So the complete term inside this bracket reduces to only 2 pi. So the the left hand side of the RHS is as it is, which is Vs squared n divided by 2 pi into n plus m, multiplied by the left out term of this particular simplification, which is 2 pi. So the 2 pi here and 2 pi here get cancelled, and therefore we get Vs squared into n divided by n plus m to the power of 1 by 2. Let us now take Vs squared to the outside of the root. We get Vs into square root of n divided by n plus m. We will write this as Vs into root k, where k is given by n by n plus m and is called the duty cycle, and Vs is the RMS phase voltage. So this is the final expression for the RMS output load voltage value. Now let us continue to find the expression for the average output voltage across the load. From the waveform, it is pretty clear that since the output voltage follows the input voltage, the average output load voltage will be 0. However, we will try to find an expression using the mathematical approach. Right, so VDC is equals to n by 2 pi into n plus m. I will take the two half cycles separately and integrate them. So the input is integrated between 0 to pi because output is input in the positive half cycle. Again, the output in the negative half cycle is equal to input, so only the limits will change. So if the first half cycle is 0 to pi, the second half cycle is between pi to 2 pi. Let us take the root 2 into Vs term to the left hand side here. So integral 0 to pi sin omega t d omega t plus integral pi to 2 pi sin omega t d omega t. Integration of sin is minus cos, so minus cos omega t, the limits are 0 to pi, plus once again integration of sin omega t between the limits pi to 2 pi is minus cos omega t, limits are pi to 2 pi. We have now applied the values here, so minus of cos pi minus cos 0, minus of cos 2 pi minus cos pi. Right, so let me take the minus sign inside the parenthesis, minus cos pi plus cos 0, minus cos 2 pi plus cos pi. Now cos pi is minus 1, so minus 1 is taken here, cos 0 is plus 1, cos 2 pi is plus 1 and cos pi is minus 1. So we will have minus of minus 1 is plus 1, plus 1 as it is, minus of plus 1 is minus 1, plus multiplied by minus 1 is minus 1. So we get plus 1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 1. Therefore this term cancels out, and we will get the average or DC value of the load voltage is 0. Right, at the very end I would like to show the variation of the circuit power factor with respect to the variation of the duty cycle represented by K. So this is how the power factor would vary with respect to duty cycle K here. So this is about the on-off control technique of the AC voltage controllers. Thank you.